Mr. Boo.
Hey, what's up YouTube? It is I, Mr. Boo, your entertainment guru, and if you've read the thumbnail and the title, you know this is another walk and talk. Yeah, it's right, we're gonna keep it going, and this one is WWE must-see documentaries. It is must-see TV, just like The Miz TV. That's right, an older one that is on Hulu right now is about Joan Marie Laurel, I think, or Joni Marie, aka Ninth Wonder of the World, Chyna. And the other one is on Peacock. It's new, just watched it a couple days ago. It is about Wyndham Rotunda, aka Husky Harris, aka Bray Wyatt, aka The Fiend. We lost both of them too soon. Both of them too soon. And I want to tell you about these wonderful documentaries, starting off with Vice Versa on Hulu about Chyna. Now, this one gets to me because Chyna, I grew up watching Chyna. She came in with DX and the guy holding the briefcase and Shawn and Triple H. And I watched her grow into like the larger DX with the New Age Outlaws and X-Pac and Shawn and Triple H, and watched her win a Royal Rumble that was a men's Royal Rumble, watched her beat up men, watched her throw women around the ring. Chyna was the Ninth Wonder of the World. Chyna was there before Beth Phoenix. Chyna was there before Nia Jax, Raquel Gonzalez, Rhea Ripley. She was the original strong lady before Bianca Belair. Chyna didn't get treated right. It was the 90s, early 2000s, things like that. Women were lucky to have a 5-minute match, even if they were as athletic and strong and talented as Chyna. And I believe the wrestling industry failed her, and this documentary proves and shows how it failed her. It kind of follows, and here's the picture right here, Vice Versa on Hulu with Chyna, the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna. It is definitely a must-see. WWE must-see TV. Like, it'll wrench your heart out. It goes over her career, her relationship with Triple H that failed and bombed big time, her struggles with being a woman fighting men, and they were like, no, now you got to go back to fighting women, her rise, her fall, and eventually the aftermath of what wrestling did to her throughout all the addictions, depression, the adult film industry, the B film industry, all the way to where she was trying to make a comeback. She was signing autographs. This whole documentary was being filmed. The original documentary was being filmed. Never got to see the light of day because, unfortunately, Joni had passed. They knocked on her door. She didn't answer. The crew making the film documentary found her in her bed, unresponsive. She had passed. So sadly, as much as I love the wrestling industry, and I know a lot's changed since the 90s, it has changed since the 2000s. Chyna was failed, and she continues to be failed because they won't induct this woman into the Hall of Fame because of her adult industry, because of the life she had after the ring. Like, it doesn't matter what you do after you retire. She's a legend. She's finally been put in the last couple games, WWE 2K series, and that's awesome. But we need to get her in the Hall of Fame. She paved the way for a lot of these stronger women today, like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, Nia Jax. These powerhouses. She was the original powerhouse, the Ninth Wonder of the World, and I just have to say this documentary will rip your flipping heart out, because if you grew up watching her, or you even know who she is, or you're just a wrestling fan in general, I didn't know a lot of what this covers, because it does show a lot of the original documentary and also other added things in there, Vice Versa on Hulu. Like I said, from the moment it goes over her growing up, getting into the ring, becoming a megastar, because she was Ninth Wonder of the World, man, to her absence in WWE to a complete downfall of just trying to make it in a career after wrestling. And let's face it, wrestling back then in the 90s, 2000s, and I know this is going to be controversial to even say one of these names, but I watched all these people, and I know Eddie Guerrero, like, I saw that coming. Like, the man, great, talented wrestler, good guy, all around great guy, family guy. He just kind of got buff real quick. Like, you knew he was on like steroids or something, and unfortunately heart attack. A lot of these wrestlers struggle watching Dark Side of the Ring, like Doink the Clown and Jake the Snake, with addiction to painkillers and the problems that wrestling in the ring leaves you. Yes, it is scripted. Yes, sometimes it is completely thought out on who's going to win and who's going to carry the company, but it is a real industry that causes real pain. And I've seen it over and over again. And as much as I love it, she went through pain. And I got to mention that controversial name, Chris Benoit. I watched the man get hit with chair shot after chair shot after chair shot through ECW, WCW, WWF at the time, which is WWE. Yes, he had a history of steroids, but he also did that flying headbutt that no one should ever do. Like, seriously, I'm glad Daniel Bryan, I think, doesn't do it all that much, because there's head trauma, there's damage, and you can't scramble your brain or something bad can happen. And it did, unfortunately. So moving on from that dark side of quote-unquote the ring, watch Vice Versa. It shows her dark side of the ring. It shows her struggles. And let's get her in the Hall of Fame. Come on, Triple H. Come on, Paul. Mr. Levesque. Hunter. At one point, you and her were like thick as thieves, man. And you did her wrong with Stephanie. You did her wrong. So, you got to make that up to her, okay? Ninth wonder of the world. Get her in the Hall of Fame. Induct her in yourself. Let the game induct Chyna, right? Vice Versa on Hulu. Watch it. Now let's get to someone who was taken even younger, a year younger than me. He was 37. I was born in 86. I think he was born in 87. Wyndham Rotunda, Husky Harris, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, family man, had 2 daughters from one wife, married JoJo, or was engaged to her. I think it said fiance in the thing, but some of those were older interviews. Had 2 wonderful kids with her. He had 3 daughters, 1 son. He was a great friend, a great mentor. He was a great friend to Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, the late Luke Harper, Eric Rowan. Everyone he came across, he touched their lives. Triple H, everyone. There's even a picture in there where, like, I think he's hugging Charlotte Flair. Like, the man was amazing. Even when signing autographs, people wanted Bray Wyatt. People wanted The Fiend. He gave them Wyndham. He gave them Wyndham Rotunda. It is a great documentary going through his entire life and his short, tragic career. Like, cut too short, way too short. It even shows that he was ready to come back with an all-new Fiend. And it is creepy, and it is amazing, and there's Easter eggs in it, and, like, the lantern moves, and, dude, I wanted to see this man make a horror movie. He was brilliant, and he changed wrestling forever. It is narrated by The Undertaker, okay? The Undertaker, Mark Undertaker Calloway. And it has accounts from Triple H, Hulk Hogan, Sami Zayn, his wife, I think his ex-wife, his sister. Bo Dallas is the main, it's little brother. That's Uncle Howdy. There's even an Uncle Howdy tease at the end, and I hope, because they were so close. Watching this documentary will also wrench your heart out right here. Becoming Immortal on Peacock. And he did. He became immortal so quick. Like, once he dropped the Husky Harris thing, and they were allowing him to be creative. The Bray Wyatt, the Swamp cult leader Bray Wyatt, came out in his promos, in his costumes, in the ring. And from there we had The Fiend. And then from there we had The Fiend and Alexa, and we had Muscle Man Bray, and we had the Firefly Funhouse. That is a tongue twister. But we had all this from one of the greatest minds in recent modern day wrestling history. And literally, I think The Undertaker passed the torch to this man. He was going to be the next Phenom. He was going to be the next big thing. No, I don't mean Brock Lesnar. But he was going to be the next big thing. I'm getting a tattoo with the lantern and the upside down moth and the flame for the last stint that he had, his last comeback. I think what I take from this documentary is just how loved he was, how great of a person he was, and just what makes me sad, and I actually cry, and it's like, okay, well, you didn't know this guy. I've never even seen him wrestle besides on TV, but hearing the stories and seeing the footage and knowing he even rescued someone from a car one time alongside JTG, the man was an amazing person, and seeing him as a father in this footage, and he was talented in the ring. He was husky, and it was sad that they played on that at one point. But the man could move. The man could wrestle. The man was athletic. He was everything, all the way down to the brilliance that he brought to the Firefly Funhouse, his rivalries with John Cena, the storyline between him and the cult of all the Wyatt family. Rest in peace, dude. I wanted to see another comeback. And guess what? 2K25, WWE 2K. 2025 is the year you need to give us a collector's edition, and it needs to be Wyndham. It needs to be Bray Wyatt. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get that going, to get that working in some way, shape, form, some capacity, because he changed modern day wrestling. He made it more cinematic. He made it interesting. He made it his comeback at Extreme Rules. I saw that live on Peacock, and I had chills, and they showed it again in the documentary. Chills still. And it's I've already seen this, but chills, because he's back. He's coming back. Bray Wyatt, he's back. But my heart goes out to his family, his friends, all the other wrestlers' lives that he touched and made better, made them laugh, whatever. Brilliant man. Heart goes out to JoJo, heart goes out to his ex-wife, his kids. These are two documentaries you have to see. Vice versa with Chyna. Becoming Immortal with Bray Wyatt. And Bray, you will forever live on. You are immortal. And I hope your younger brother, Bo Dallas, as we know him, or Uncle Howdy, I hope he continues doing this tribute to you, because you will never be forgotten. Us Fireflies, we're always going to light up the night for you, Bray. Both of these documentaries will tear your heart out, but it will show you just what the wrestling industry can do to people, and just how exciting it could be to other people. And it can also show how tragic and short life is. And if you're ever feeling sick or ill and you have heart problems, don't go take a nap till they stop. And if you're supposed to wear a device or a pacemaker or something, wear it. Make sure everything's up to date. Life is short, and we lost two wonderful people, two legends. One, a true legend, the other, a true legend in the making. Bray Wyatt becoming immortal. Vice versa, the story of Chyna on Hulu and Peacock. I'm gonna do this thing as I approach work. Thanks for walking with me. Thanks for talking with me. And if you are a WWE fan, these are must-see TV. They are awesome. And I am Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.